Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
Abnormally deficient in color is suggesting physical or emotional distress. A wooden strip forming part of a fence. Turn pale, as if in fear. Of light, lacking in intensity or brightness, dim or feeble. The pale light of a half moon. Lacking in vitality or interest or effectiveness. A pale rendition of the aria. Not full or rich. High, pale, pure and lovely song. Very light colored, highly diluted with white. Pale sea green. Abnormally deficient in color is suggesting physical or emotional distress. The pallid face of the invalid. Of light, lacking in intensity or brightness, dim or feeble. A pallid sky. Lacking in vitality or interest or effectiveness. A pallid performance. Abnormally deficient in color is suggesting physical or emotional distress. Her wan face suddenly flushed. Of light, lacking in intensity or brightness, dim or feeble. The pale, or wan, stars. A computer network that spans a wider area than does a local area network. Become pale and sickly. Lacking vitality as from weariness or illness or unhappiness. A wan smile. A person employed to keep watch for some anticipated event. A form of military punishment used by the British in the late 17th century in which a soldier was forced to stand on one foot on a pointed stake. A wooden strip forming part of a fence. A detachment of troops guarding an army from surprise attack. A protester posted by a labor organization outside a place of work. A vehicle performing sentinel duty. Fasten with a picket. Picket the goat. Serve as pickets or post pickets. Picket a business to protest the layoffs. Cook vegetables briefly. Turn pale, as if in fear. Turn pale, as if in fear. Affected by an impairment of normal physical or mental function. Affected with madness or insanity. Having a strong distaste from surfeit. Sick of it all. Of light, lacking in intensity or brightness, dim or feeble. Shockingly repellent, inspiring horror. Feeling nausea. Feeling about to vomit. Eject the contents of the stomach through the mouth. Deeply affected by a strong feeling. Sat completely still, sick with envy. People who are sick. They devote their lives to caring for the sick. Weak in color, not colorful. Lacking in variety and interest. Weak in color, not colorful. Lacking in variety and interest. A colorless and unimaginative person. Deficient in magnitude. Barely perceptible. Lacking clarity or brightness or loudness, etc. Weak colors. Used of vowels or syllables, pronounced with little or no stress. A weak stress on the second syllable. Overly diluted. Thin and insipid. Weak tea. Wanting in moral strength, courage, or will. Having the attributes of man as opposed to e.g. divine beings. Lacking bodily or muscular strength or vitality. Deficient in intelligence or mental power. A weak mind. Deficient or lacking in some skill. He's weak in spelling. Likely to fail under stress or pressure. The weak link in the chain. Not having authority, political strength, or governing power. A weak president. Tending downward in price. A weak market for oil stocks. Used of verbs, having standard, or regular, inflection. Wanting in physical strength. A weak pillar. Lacking excess flesh. You can't be too rich or too thin. Not dense. A thin beard. Take off weight. Lacking substance or significance. A thin plot. Without viscosity. The blood was flowing thin. Lessen the strength or flavor of a solution or mixture. Very narrow. A thin line across the page. Lacking spirit or sincere effort. A thin smile. Lose thickness. Become thin or thinner. Make thin or thinner. Of relatively small extent from one surface to the opposite or in cross-section. Thin wire. Of sound, lacking resonance or volume. A thin feeble cry. Relatively thin in consistency or low in density, not viscous. Air is thin at high altitudes. The quality of being luminous, emitting or reflecting light. Having abundant light or illumination. They played as long as it was light. Merriment expressed by a brightness or gleam or animation of countenance. Weak and likely to lose consciousness. Felt light in the head. Marked by temperance and indulgence. A light eater. Having relatively few calories. Light, or light, beer. A condition of spiritual awareness, divine illumination. Follow God's light. Fall to somebody by assignment or lot. Physics, electromagnetic radiation that can produce a visual sensation. The light was filtered through a soft glass window. Used of vowels or syllables, pronounced with little or no stress. A syllable that ends in a short vowel is a light syllable. Cause to start burning, subject to fire or great heat. With few burdens. Experienced travelers travel light. Start or maintain a fire in. A divine presence believed by Quakers to enlighten and guide the soul. Moving easily and quickly, nimble. The dancer was light and graceful. Make lighter or brighter. This lamp lightens the room a bit. The visual effect of illumination on objects or scenes is created in pictures. He could paint the lightest light and the darkest dark. A device for lighting or igniting fuel or charges or fires. Do you have a light? To come to rest, settle. Misfortune lighted upon him. Of sleep, easily disturbed. In a light doze. Casual and unrestrained in sexual behavior. He was told to avoid loose, or light, women. Of sound or color, free from anything that dulls or dims. A light lilting voice like a silver bell. A light from a horse. Silly or trivial. Light banter. Any device serving as a source of illumination. He stopped the car and turned off the lights. Less than the correct or legal or full amount, often deliberately so. A light pound. Used of color, having a relatively small amount of coloring agent. Light blue. Begin to smoke. An illuminated area. He stepped into the light. A particular perspective or aspect of a situation. Although he saw it in a different light, he still did not understand. A person regarded very fondly. The light of my life. A visual warning signal. They saw the light of the beacon. Characterized by or emitting light. A room that is light when the shutters are open. Demanding little effort, not burdensome. Light housework. Designed for ease of movement or to carry little weight. Light aircraft. Easily assimilated in the alimentary canal, not rich or heavily seasoned. A light diet. Having little importance. Losing his job was no light matter. Intended primarily as entertainment, not serious or profound. Light verse. Mental understanding as an enlightening experience. He finally saw the light. Of comparatively little physical weight or density. A light load. Of little intensity or power or force. The light touch of her fingers. Of the military or industry, using, or being, relatively small or light arms or equipment. Light infantry. Physics, chemistry, not having atomic weight greater than average. Light water as ordinary water. Psychologically light, especially free from sadness or troubles. A light heart. Public awareness. It brought the scandal to light. Used of soil, loose and large-grained in consistency. Light soil. Very thin and insubstantial. Light summer dresses. Not great in degree or quantity or number. A light sentence. Used of color, having a relatively small amount of coloring agent. A light colored powder. Lay bare. Take off or remove. Strip a wall of its wallpaper. An airfield without normal airport facilities. Remove substances from by a percolating liquid. A sequence of drawings telling a story in a newspaper or comic book. Take away possessions from someone. The Nazis stripped the Jews of all their assets. Get undressed. She strips in front of strangers every night for a living. A form of erotic entertainment in which a dancer gradually undresses to music. She did a strip right in front of everyone. Artifact consisting of a narrow flat piece of material. Remove all contents or possession from, or empty completely. Remove, someone's or one's own, clothes. Steal goods. Take as spoils. A relatively long narrow piece of something. He felt a flat strip of muscle. Draw the last milk of cows. Remove a constituent from a liquid. Remove the surface from. Strip wood. Remove the thread of screws. Strip the cured leaves from. Strip tobacco. Thin piece of wood or metal. Any material used for its color. She used a different color for the trim. Physics, the characteristic of quarks that determines their role in the strong interaction. Each flavor of quarks comes in 3 colors. Having or capable of producing colors. Color film. Decorate with colors. Color the walls with paint in warm tones. Give a deceptive explanation or excuse for. Color a lie. Change color, often in an undesired manner. The shirt's discolored. The appearance of objects, or light sources, described in terms of a person's perception of their hue and lightness, or brightness, and saturation. Interest in variety and intensity. The Puritan period was lacking in color. Modify or bias. His political ideas color his lectures. An outward or token appearance or form that is deliberately misleading. The situation soon took on a different color. The timbre of a musical sound. The recording fails to capture the true color of the original music. A visual attribute of things that results from the light they emit or transmit or reflect. A white color is made up of many different wavelengths of light. Effect as in thought or feeling. My personal feelings color my judgment in this case. Add color to. The child colored the drawings. Change color, often in an undesired manner. The shirt's discolored. Cause to lose or change color. The detergent discolored my shirts. Lose color or turn colorless. The painting discolored. Any material used for its color. Physics, the characteristic of quarks that determines their role in the strong interaction. Having or capable of producing colors. Decorate with colors. Give a deceptive explanation or excuse for. Change color, often in an undesired manner. The appearance of objects, or light sources, described in terms of a person's perception of their hue and lightness, or brightness, and saturation. Interest in variety and intensity. Modify or bias. An outward or token appearance or form that is deliberately misleading. The timbre of a musical sound. A visual attribute of things that results from the light they emit or transmit or reflect. Effect as in thought or feeling. Add color to. Change color, often in an undesired manner. A fence made of upright pickets. A fence made of upright pickets.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.